Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Open Talk. This week we will be discussing child support. This is like the most epic topic of all time. Okay. So we will be discussing, I guess the goods and the bads of child support. If it's being funded correctly, is it necessary? All that good stuff. So tonight we have Styles, Marcus, Trini, Paula, Kim, and myself. And tonight, Mr. Marcus will be going first. What do you say, Marcus?
Child support, child support, child support.
Come over a little, come
Me
over a little.
personally, me personally, I kind of like disagree with the whole child support thing.
Yeah, turn it a little bit
Reason
to you.
being,
Yeah, turn it a little bit. You're half a face.
There you go.
I,
Bam.
I
Where's
disagree
your
with the whole
turn,
child
Erica?
support setup, that whole system, because like my mom was a single mom and my dad was nowhere around. She raised me fine, and she didn't get no government assistance, no food stamps, nothing. She didn't have the best job in the world, but she still was able to provide for me and my little brother. So, and moving further along in life, I see how child support can also ruin relationship between, father and daughters and father and son because of how the child support is being misappropriated. So me personally, I just think it's just like a bad deal. I think the world would be a better place without child support because that's just one thing to hold over a man's head, and it works in good and bad ways because then you have the ones that may need to help their child, may need to contribute to their child, but then you also have the mothers who spitefully put their baby fathers on child support, and they're taking them for everything they got. I've seen men cry like babies, cry, because they can't pay their mortgage because of child support. They can't put food on the table because of child support. So that's pretty much my take on it. I think it's just a bad deal. It's a bad government entity to where um, money is coming from, someone else to provide for a child. And they're not even getting all the child support, and they're using the child support for other things than the child.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. All right.
One second.
Yeah.
Was it me?
Yep. That's you, Paula. Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, I really believe, I've always said, if we pull apart, I don't have to put you on no support you're supposed to know to maintain for your youth then. And I'm going to ask for certain things because, you're supposed to know automatically. However, sometimes the system says this has to go down, so it's not by choice of me. Mhm. However, if it's a case, I don't know which state, that this figure is so huge and the poor man can manage, then that should be looked into. Okay. And if it's a case where women are saying, okay, let's have this revenge, then you can go back and say, let's recap the case. And just put it at one figure and then don't bother look back on it. And then they should be really getting into it like that. But I personally have assisted to pay child support, you send the money to the woman just because I didn't want any problems with the, with her, because it was a money thing. You know what I mean? So I'm all for either or to say, but child support is supposed to be using it's called child support for a reason. And I've seen cases where the men decide, okay, I'm not give you nothing else is whatever because I'm angry now because this thing come up. Nothing else for the youth because that money is supposed to you're getting that already. So, I don't want to hear about no extra sneaker or whatever not. And the fund can be a small amount, not a big amount, but in my case, I have a situation about Guano, and they said the man said, okay, I want the kid every other weekend. I hear if it's that case, you're gonna pay more. So I said to the lawyer, man, say, okay, sir, you can get every other weekend and 2 days in the week where it's gonna be less. Because we're not planning to broke nobody. I'm not trying to be unfair to nobody. Just to be fair, I'm a fair person. So for me, if I'm getting this fund to look after you, then I'm getting this fund to look after your youth. And that's exactly what it is. We're not go just a drain you just for revenge purposes. So everybody see it as what they see it as, but I'm fair. I'm fair. You don't have to worry if your youth them get them feeding, them food, them clothing. You know, because I used to do that before during the situation. Just because you pull apart, now you're not giving me no money for the youth them, and they said that's with through the support of the courts. It's gonna be for the kids. That's my take on the matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Styles.
All right, so I don't really know that much about child support, but the way how I feel about this is that sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not necessary. If you know that you're not in the position financially to take care of the child and you're going to need assistance from the father, and you know that the father is not going to give you money, and the only way that you can get the assistance from the father is to go the legal route, then yes, you're going to have to do child support. You understand? But if you know that you need the assistance and the father is willing to pay, but if you go the legal route, they're going to charge him more money. Why not, as adults, agree between each other and come to a consensus and say, okay, well, if you go through the court, you're going to have to pay $10. And, you know, that's a whole heap of money. So why not between us? $5 can take care of him. You understand? So why not we just go with the $5 rather than, you know, for you to pay the whole of $10? You get what I'm saying? Just be mature about it, because you don't want to be vindictive or, you know, whatever. Not because you and the guy not together. So if you're able to come to a consensus with the other person and say, okay, we can work outside the courts, and you know that that person is going to be a man about it and pay every month to take care of that child, then yes, I would not file the child support and just do it between the person. But if you know so that person is not going to pay you and you have to go that route, then definitely go that route. Another thing is that when I was pregnant, I tried to get WIC. When I went there, listen, I tried so hard. I get denied for everything. They told me that the only way I can get this is if I put my husband.
Yep.
Did I say this clearly? My husband. Never said my baby father, you know. My husband on child support. Now, please tell me, why would I put my husband on child support? So do you see that the system is trying to break apart I would, in my opinion, trying to break apart me. This is what I am saying. I don't care what nobody wants to say about me. Black American families, and sometimes we go ahead with it and say, okay, I'm gonna just put him on child support. Yeah, I'm like, no.
Just to get the service.
Just to get child support? No.
By the way, once he's on, you can't take them off, because that can't happen. Is this the law?
Yeah, you can take them off. You can take them off. But see, this is the thing though. Real quick, a lot of men choose to go that route and get talked into that route because the female will say, hey, well, let me do it so we can get the benefits, because the child support that I'm going to get anyway is going to come back into our account, into the house anyway, so we're not really losing anything. But still though, like, I don't understand why you have to get child support.
But then the father can't live in the house.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's another thing, yeah.
So why am I doing that to benefit them?
That's what ultimately that's the goal.
I had a
But that's what I'm saying.
Break up the household.
Sometimes it depends.
Wait. Let me finish. But that's what I'm saying. That is the motive that they're trying to do. And we as Black Americans need to look at that. It is not worth it for me to get 100 or a couple hundred every month for me to break apart my family. My family is way important than money. You get what I'm saying? I will hustle and do 3 jobs just to make that money back. You get what I'm saying? I don't need no damn government assistance. You get what I'm saying? What I need is my husband inside the house to spend time with his kids and his wife, okay? I don't need no damn government assistance for them to tell me that I need to break apart my family so that you can give me money. No, that's foolishness.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell they coming with that shit, but they need to go tell somebody else that shit, but not me.
Once you need a little help, they're not giving you. You have to not.
No,
the man in the house.
Not me.
Half the time that's what messes it up. But I had a family member. Her husband had a substance abuse problem, and she took him to court and said, "Listen, for my kid's sake, I want to make sure my baby go to college or whatever." He had a gambling issue, and It was terrible. And the court did order the paychecks and the stamps, everything to come out because he had an issue where he really couldn't control his money at all. It wouldn't come in it wouldn't come in the house. And it was how he got help was she had a C-section, and she said she had the baby on the bed, and he was literally crawling on the floor to try to get the purse. And she had to jump up and when he realized that he almost lose wife with the hemorrhaging, him said, no, I have to do something. So now he's like a motivational speaker for people who have substance. You know what I mean? This was his wake-up call, but she had to go to court, do everything for them one baby if he continue school or college because the money wouldn't go in the house. So they agreed to this, and this is in a different state. So it depends on, sometimes they will grant you, depends on what's going on in your family. You know what I mean? While you're still married, you know, it depends. But
Yeah, but that was just my experience with the whole child support thing, you know, that we just need to kind of look further into it.
Woman and child, oh God, that's the
And not to just quickly jump into the whole child support thing, but really think about what it's doing and how it's hurting the other person. And if you can, you know, work with the person and don't really have to go through the whole court thing, if it's going to hurt the person, then do it. But if you know that that person is not really going to pay and you need the money, then just, you're going to have to do it.
In a case where if the babies are on the little Medicaid, which sometimes some of we mommies ain't making any funds and the little baby wants to get a little Medicaid, it's mandatory. Whether you say you're not interested or not, it's just mandatory. They say no, they have to. But I would personally let him know originally, listen, it's not for me, it's so and so and so forth. Maybe we can get back to something outside if we do so well, whatever that. Then I mean, I said, all right, instead of pay this bill, we can make an arrangement. But if people are then feeling,
it shouldn't have to be mandatory, because I have a friend who said the same thing. Like, she was trying to get Medicaid for her son, and they told her if she needs to get Medicaid for her son, her baby's father needs to go on child support. And they denied her that service because she didn't want to put him on child support. Mm-hmm. My thing is, that's wrong. So it's mandatory. It's mandatory. Like, it's plain wrong. You get what I'm saying? On the other hand, I look at child support as this. You know, these bitter women that are putting men on child support, it's not child support that's the problem. It's the women that's the problem, that's abusing what this thing was set up for. This thing was set up for a divorced parent like myself, a divorced mother like myself, or single mothers who have fathers who are not helping at all. You know, I didn't put my ex-husband on child support. It was automatic that comes with my divorce to make sure that the child was taken care of. So was the visitation. Like, everything was 50-50 down in the courts. The judge, we decided everything that one day. The way child support worked for us, 10% of his paycheck. That's what came out. So, and that comes from whatever his income is from his taxes.
Yeah,
every year you have to submit your taxes, and then that's how they get paid. It's not like the judge say you have to do this. You have to submit what you get paid, and then that's where they calculate what's best for the child. Another thing, I keep hearing you guys saying what is being spent on a child. Me as a mother, I don't look at what's being spent on my child. I pay bills. I pay all my bills, buy my child clothes. I don't look at the money. So I know some moms are out there buying stuff for themselves and balling on the child support. I get it. But again, look at the mother and how they're abusing the situation, and not the whole the child support and the money that they're getting, because it's supposed to help the mom. Without food on the table, light, water, how can the child survive? You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Listen, me here, don't you? Assume say your money do me here. Come on now.
That's where child support comes in. But I don't believe that moms should be using that money for their own personal, like, clothes and stuff like that for themselves. But for household needs, that's where the kid, you know, even gas for the mom's car.
I met the man them to them
you need some gas, put some gas in your car. But I believe that moms out there, they're bitter and abusing the system that are set up for people that really needs it. You get what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I saw somebody post on Instagram. This man owes her $62,000. She ain't never seen that money.
Oh,
Not a dime.
and they can go
And
jail and all
that
this
goes to
other
show you
nonsense.
that they don't care. Even if you put them on child support, they don't care. But I think it's just the fact that women abuse it. Because I keep seeing Marcus's face, and his face is like, this child support mess is just bothersome. But
The
the way I
word, the
look
term,
at
the
it,
term, but it's
yeah, just the
supporting
term
the
child support
children.
is like, it's like a noose around this guy's neck. But there's some men who
No, he
don't
needs to go
mind
back
being
to
on child
court.
support because they don't want to deal with the female.
He needs to
I
go back to
advise
court, yeah.
I advise my brother and I advise all my friends, put yourself on child support. Why? When you put yourself on child support, go in front of a judge to get visitation.
Mm-hmm.
If this girl don't want to give you your kids,
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying, "Oh, me I gonna give up, me can't bother no more. She make me no one, they're on my pick me like me no." Go to the court. It works both ways, and put yourself on child support and get visitation for your child. The system will work for you if you put
more days, less money come out.
Yeah, and you'll be shocked to know like you actually pay less sometimes on child support.
Yeah,
I have a homeboy, he's making
Paula, wait,
buku money,
I
but I feel
can't
like
hear Kim Paula. Sorry, babe.
oh, I feel like he cheated the system because he has his like 3 businesses and he's paying his baby's mom like $500 for 2 kids. Yeah, and this.
But does he has them often?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't have them often because he travels. But I feel like for 2 kids, that's in New York. That's kind of a low amount, you know?
Yeah, it had to be New York because they scammers. It had to be New York. Bunch of goddamn scammers.
But yeah, so I don't know how he's doing it, but he's paying less because he used to give him like $1,000, $1,500 a month. Okay. And then when she decided that she wanted more, she actually got way less than she was before. Yeah, so you know, again, sometimes it doesn't work out.
Listen. And then you got the ones, the parent or the baby mamas that they'll get child support, right? Okay, they get child support, and they know the type of job that he had. Everything done set, everything signed and sealed. She getting the child support every month, every 2 weeks. She getting the child support. She know this nigga get a raise every year. He get a raise, modification. Next year, modification.
But see, she's dumb because she wouldn't have to do that because he should submit his tax documents every year to be validated anyways. Like a lot of
and if he has more time with the children, he pays less.
So,
I want to walk free too.
What child support means, and they do it, but they don't want to give the kid visitation to the father, and you know they try to use it, but. As I said, and I always encourage my friends, like males, stick up for yourself, fight for your visitation. Like my brother right now, he's not on child support, and he gives the moms money every month. And again, a small conversation of, hey, don't you think you should try to save something out of this money? And she got upset. Like, what do you think I'm doing with the money? Man, I'm just saying, just save up $50 for a rainy day. You would never know because y'all still calling me to buy stuff. How come I'm paying you all this money and you're still calling me to buy stuff? Then what is the money going towards? You get what I'm saying? So then maybe you need to save money. Me, everything that I spend for my child, I also have savings for him. Sometimes I forgot that I even have that card to use. But if I do use it, I put money down because if to take money off of that card, you have to pay, which is stupid. But you have to pay to take money off the card. So I would just use that card as my own and put the money back. So my kid has that money. If he wants it in cash, I can give it to him. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? A lot of mothers are not thinking about that. Because to be honest, I buy groceries. Yeah. I buy groceries. The most things I buy a week is like fruits. You really don't need a lot of money for kids. You're not buying them food every day or clothes every day. So you're using it to pay your bills. That's fine, but you pay your bills monthly. So what are you really doing with the rest of that money? And that's just from my perspective.
That's what I said. I know what I do because my opinion them and me on the place.
Every 2 days, we look the new shows.
Exactly.
Just last week, the boy weighed 10, now I'm on a 10 again. I see my squeeze in there, like, Yep.
Nah,
And
but you
you
guys
see
have
my
young. Well, I
Jasmine,
don't know. Well,
she is
I
blossoming.
just bought Jalen shoes. Winter's coming up. I bought him clothes. I bought him clothes in the summer. But I mean, he ain't going nowhere. That boy don't like no clothes. He
Trini,
don't really like anything. But I mean, everyone's different.
Trini, what you
Oh.
say, darling?
My take on child support. I mean, I guess pretty much what all of the females said, you know. I mean, if it's needed, it's needed. But you do have, I mean, and we've all heard these vindictive baby moms or whatever, these bitter baby moms. But then, I mean, you know that, oh, this nigga on the beat me, I'm gonna put him on child support. But then in the same speed, same breath, you have these vindictive man baby dads also. Where it's like, oh, I'm not with you, I'm not in the household, I'm not doing this. I'll do for him when he's with me. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, and it doesn't work like that. So it's like you may try to work something out, but if it comes to the point where they're not being, where they don't want to cooperate, then you got to do what you got to do. I mean, growing up, same thing. You know, my household, my mom raised 4 of us. Never child support, no Medicaid, no food stamps, WIC, none of that. You know, it's like they go out there, they work, they bust their ass, and do what they have to do to provide for their kids. And that's just how it was. With me, you know, I tried to follow in the same footsteps, but I guess I don't know if it's just a thing down here. I don't know if this is a Florida thing or what. But once I wanted to get, like, you know, insurance for my kids, which. And initially, you know, I was working on paying for insurance out my check. It comes out your check, whatever, not a problem. But my son is asthmatic. So it's like every time that I have to go to the ER or whatever, that's coming out of my pocket. And it was never an issue, but, you know, someone was like, hey, why don't you get insurance? Get Medicaid. So when I went through that whole process, it was the same thing, like, oh, you have to have him on child support. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, but it's not to say like they were doing something. It's not to say like the dad was doing something for me, you know, like doing something for his child. It's like to say like, you know, we had an agreement, he's giving me money every week or every month. It was nothing like that. So, you know, and I still gave the crazy in the head. So like, listen, I'm gonna get you know, I need to get insurance for my kid, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna put you on child support. He's like, okay, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Kind of thing. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, honestly, like child support, and it's like, I think it's a joke. I don't know, maybe it's just for me because you know, my husband or ex-husband is in New York, so it's like, you know, they know how to beat the system. But to me, I think it's a joke because you're paying something like $50 a week. Like, I'm pretty sure you spend more than that in food for yourself. So what do you really think? But it wasn't about the money. It's about the fact that I have this insurance for my child because it saves me, you know what I'm saying? It saves me and it saves him ultimately a bunch of money. So that was just it. But I mean, same how you got these vindictive baby moms, you have these baby fathers that do the same thing. But more so, yeah, it is the woman that, you know what I'm saying? I think more than half of them really go through the whole child support thing just to be vindictive, you know? And it's like even with my brother, it's like he'll give his baby mom money every single week, or, you know, every paycheck or whatever the case be. But if she feel like, okay, you know, like, not saying this is what she, but you know, sometimes they see you with a new car, you know what I'm saying, or you got a chicken, you know what I'm saying, and they see you spending on this chicken, and it's like, oh, well, nah, my kid need that money, you know what I'm saying? So if you're paying like a enormous amount of money in child support, I mean, it's not right, because like Margaret said, you know, like, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't, you know what I'm saying, like, you can't even provide for yourself. Like, how the hell are you supposed to go out there now and go work and be able to provide for a child? And especially if that child, and then you have these situations where the kid is not even with the goddamn mother majority of the time. They're with the damn grandparents or this one or that one. You don't even have the child, but yes, so you collecting the money on a regular, and you know what I'm saying, for what? I don't know. The system is fucked up. I mean, it is messed up the way it's designed. Sorry, Paula. I mean, the way the system is designed, it's a lose-lose situation. Because yeah, you as a mother might be getting all this money and child support over the case, but if you're not, I mean, if you're not managing it correctly, then it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? That's one. If the child is not with you and the child with somebody else, then you know what I'm saying? What is that showing? What is that showing the child? You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, how is that child gonna feel? They're gonna know. Like sooner or later, they're gonna know. Okay, well, and then and then you have, you know, like you'll be collecting child support, and then you know the child might go ask the dad for something like, oh, daddy, can you buy me this? He's like, why am to the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am to the child support I give your mom? Like, get it from her. You know what I'm saying? Get it that way. So it's like it draws a wedge. It does draw. Yeah, it does draw a wedge in relationships with, you know, the mother, the dad, the child, everybody. It draws a wedge.
Mhm.
So, but you know, sometimes it's needed. Unfortunately, sometimes it's necessary. You know,
You got situation where a dad pays the baby mom child
15
support every
years.
month for the past 15 years, and then it's like she's about to graduate, about to go to college, you know, she need $1,000 to put on her car. Go ask your dad. Like really, like what's going on? Like all the money you couldn't save $1,000 of everything I've been giving you just to help put down for a car. So then it's like, you know, the dad shows the daughter all his receipts, his pay stub, what he's been paying over the last how many amount of years, and the mom is always crying broke for the child. You know, ask your dad, and you have some parents don't even tell their kids, you know, their dad is contributing, you know, to child support. So then that a drive away between the mom and daughter, or mom and son. Like, damn, you getting all this money all these years, and you know, I asked for this and I can't get this. And you tell me that's my dad, and my dad's been paying X, Y, and Z for all these years. So it's just a lot of confusion, you know. So
See, my little 9-year-old, he asked.
that's why I don't tell him nothing.
He asked, he asked if my daddy give you money.
Aw.
because like it's like if the child go with the dad one weekend and say, Dad, I told mom to buy me this, but she never bought it. Can you buy it for me? But then the mom be done call the dad for that same money to buy that same thing, and you be like, well, Dad, what the hell happened to the money I gave you to buy the thing for my son or my daughter? So it's just a lot, man. People ain't. It's not honest. I say this: if it's gonna be child support, okay. If child support is $750 a month, at least 200 of it go to like a guaranteed savings for the child.
Yeah, I wish
to
I
get
get
to
750 a
get,
month.
you know what I'm saying, when they turn to 18. That way they have something, because these kids are getting child support when they graduate, they go to college, when they go into the world. They have nothing. They have nothing, and all of them are gonna say, "Well, who was using that to keep the lights on, move over your head, and But so what were you doing?
But I think
What
I
were you
honestly
doing?
Exactly. Like it's not just his money to
So
support the child. Like
my
it needs to
dad
be
was
I
both.
honestly feel like
the house, me and you.
Mm.
I honestly
All right, Kels, let's go.
No,
Oh.
man. Go on, Kim. What you say, Kim? Go ahead, Kim.
well, I was saying that I honestly feel like sometimes no, I just feel like saving should happen for your child either way. Uh, there should be an account open for your child, even if the child you're not getting child support for the child. Like you should have an
What the hell
account.
you gonna put in there, Kim?
Listen, $1 a day goes a long way.
$1 a day.
$1 a day goes a long way. That by the time that child reach 18, it could get somewhere. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
even if without child support, that's just something that you should have for your child. Make your child save money and then you deposit it in the account with the child so that they can have that consistency of knowing how to save. But I do believe that mothers should, even as I was saying with my brother, just take out a little $50 and put it down aside for the fit of
Something.
them. Do something with that. You're not there's no way I can be giving you all this money and you're still calling and saying that even a day after you get the money in your account, the child need this, the child need that. So what are you doing? And my brother is the type of person, he's gonna buy it, but and he's not gonna be like, so what happened to the money I sent your mother? Now that's a conversation he's gonna have with the mom, like,
As it should be.
what's up? What's going on? the kid, that's something that the kid should come first with.
That's going to
Like,
be argument.
even if you needed a little help to put on the light bill this month, but my kid's stuff should come first, before all of the foolishness that's going on. Because at the end of the day, what if one month I can't send the money? What going to happen? I'm now going to be looked at as the bad father or this that because I can't supply it 1 month. So you can't survive 1 month. That's not on if the little money don't come. A lot of women don't look at it like that because they always depend on that monthly thing to come, and that's when they want to act like they're doing something for their kids. Like yesterday, Jalen was telling his dad what he wanted for Christmas, and I kind of felt offended because I was trying to wait for, like, is this nigga gonna say I already sent your mom money? Because I was like, and I was gonna tell Jalen, like, why are you asking him to send for Christmas? Like, we have the money to buy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, now I feel like he gonna have to put out extra for Christmas, but I didn't say
No.
anything because that's their little thing going
Yeah,
on there, and
until
that's
his daddy's
Christmas.
Christmas list.
Yeah, but I just feel like this man sent me all this money. That was just my personal
We
feeling.
ain't no busy
And
about that.
now, but that was just how I took it.
He
But
just want to tell daddy what he want.
I left it alone and I didn't say anything about that. But because I feel like you're giving me all this money already, I can just buy it and say it's from you. But I guess that's their thing. But I just feel like women can do a lot better with this whole child support thing and use it the right way. But not everybody thinks like that.
I'm waiting for
Boy,
kiddos.
boy, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look at here.
She
Okay,
wrote it down.
I'm trying to tell you. All right, so first I want to say, about like as far as custody goes with child, right? So at least in Florida, neither the man or the woman has like custody, like guardianship over your kid. That's get established at court. So this person is trying to keep your kid away from you, like, okay, then you go to court, you know what I'm saying, and then they handle it at court. It's not, oh, you won't let me see my kid, no, you go to court and you handle it if that happens, because no person, whether it's the mother or the father, has
There's no fault.
has I mean a guardianship unless the court determines that. I mean, that's just how the law is. Okay.
Right.
So as far as that goes, about some fathers not wanting to come around because they were put on child support from the mothers or whatever, there is nothing anybody can ever do in this world that will ever keep me away from my kid. Period. I don't care. You can hang up on me 1,000 times. You can call me whatever you want in the book. You can make it harder for me. Like I have to cross across a desert, okay? If I got to do it, I'm going to do it. There is nothing anybody can ever do outside of killing me that will ever keep me away from my kid. You could annoy the hell out of me for days on end. I am still going to check on my child. And at the end of the day, at least I can say my conscience is clear. Not, oh, well, she's making it hard for me, whatever. Excuse my language, but fuck that bitch. That's your kid. Okay? That's how I feel. Like, seriously. I don't have no understanding for that. Like, that's your child. You stand in the paint. You know what I'm saying? You'll ride for your homeboys and whatever, you'll go hard for them. Go hard for your kids too. That's all I'm saying. So she don't want to let you see your kids. Go to court, get a court order. She see your child. So the medical system does tell you that if you don't put the father on child support, that you will not be able to have Medicaid. Okay. So for the simple fact of a couple years ago when I did hurt my back and I was out of work, couldn't move, couldn't whatever, blah blah blah. I was on Medicaid. Okay. Years later, fast forward years later, I have my child, right? They then decided that they wanted to cut the Medicaid that I was getting because I did not have her father on child support. Let me reiterate that. They wanted to cut the Medicaid I was getting, okay, because I did not have her father on child support. That doesn't have anything to do with her Medicaid, nothing, whatever. That was my situation. So my situation gets messed up because they decided that, oh well, the father needs to be on child support because there's Medicaid going to the house. I don't understand how that works.
They so messed up.
I don't understand how that works. I'm still like, explain that to me. Make that make sense, because it doesn't, right? So my back's jacked up. It doesn't matter, whatever. Fend for yourself unless you put them on child support. That's how they feel. So a lot of the times, the women are not necessarily wanting to do it. It's situations that happen to where they're forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? So not always like, oh, she's being, bitter or whatever. Coming to the bitter part. The only way that I can ever see a woman would be bitter for putting a man on child support is if the man was giving you money, okay? And you decide all of a sudden the money that he's giving you is like, oh, nah, this ain't good enough. Now, when I say he's giving you money, I'm not talking about he's giving you $50 every 2 weeks or whatever, nor $75. I'm not talking about that. Like, he's giving you a couple hundred, for your kid, and you decide that that's not enough. You're gonna go, you're gonna put him on child support. Then I can say, okay, you might be a little bit bitter, but let's throw the stipulation in there. It depends on how much he makes, because let's be real, child support goes based off of your income. Okay, so you can't be making $10,000 a month and then turn around and want to give me $300 and then think, oh, okay, well, here it's a couple $100. Dude, you make 10 grand. Like, seriously? And as far as like, oh well, your child only has to make like a certain amount of, like, they only need a certain amount of money for a month to live, which is true. After a while it does become an excess, but there's a thing called lifestyle, right? So if you're making, I'm just exaggerating, but you're making 100 grand a month, right? Why should your child be living on $500 and you're making 100 grand a month? That's not the lifestyle that you would have had for your child. So that's why they put the money and make it like extra like that. So for us normal people, $1,000 for a kid, what? You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a higher tax bracket, that's just what it is. Hello. Child support is not pocket change or pocket money for the child, okay? Child support is just that, to support the child. Because at the end of the day, a man and a woman, when they come together and they have a kid or whatever, 9 times out of 10, they were deciding that they were going to be in a household or whatever. And whatever, regardless, if the woman can take care of all the bills herself and all this or whatever, that man's income is no longer going inside of that house, okay? So, therefore, his child support, it can still go into that household. It doesn't mean that she has to, be paying her lights, her water, whatever. She can take that money and put it aside or whatever, however she sees fit. But at the end of the day, it's your own conscience letting you know, like, hey, at least I did what I was supposed to do to contribute to my kid. Not, oh, I'm giving this girl money. I got to give her money, whatever. Don't be so green-eyed just because you see that she get her hair done, her nails done. Oh, she taking my money. She going on trips and she doing all of this or whatever. How come you know that? How you know that it ain't her money that she taking it, that she doing them trips with, or getting her hair or her nails done with?
She wasn't going before child support.
Say what?
She wasn't doing it before child support.
She wasn't. No. She was doing it. But see, the thing about it is, your money's coming in now. So all the money that she had, that she was using to take care of your kid, she's now using your money to take care of your kid, and now using her money to go do what the hell she want to do with her money. Hello.
We can hope that.
I'm just saying.
We can hope for that.
I'm just saying.
We can hope for
okay, so then that rolls back into what we say. Watch who you lay into, okay? Because at the end of the day, child support is the biggest issue with men because on a lay carelessly, okay? Watch who you lay into. Then you won't have to worry about child support.
Absolutely.
All right. What I crossed that out. All right. So I don't
My girl
understand
had
how
a
anything.
whole
I'm trying to tell you,
notepad.
because boy, income base.
Real quick. I'm gonna give you a true story. True story.
Mhm.
All right. This guy, right? They wasn't even together. They was messing around. Okay, he got her pregnant. Okay, he made a mistake or whatever. Okay, I want to say 3 months before the baby was born, he said, "Look, you and I are together, and this is what I'm gonna do." Back then it was Wachovia Bank. I'm going to Wachovia. I'm opening an account. I'm gonna put $3,000 in there to start it, and I'm gonna give you 300 every paycheck. Okay, from here on out.
Paycheck is weekly, bi-weekly, monthly?
Bi-weekly.
Mhm.
Bi-weekly.
So
Okay.
600 a month.
3,000,
Okay.
3,000 plus 600 a month. Just before the baby ain't even here yet. And she got $3,000 in the account, and she's getting 600 a month from here on out. That wasn't good enough
Is he
for me.
paying for health insurance?
But she want him. She's all about revenge.
Okay, but this that's another thing I don't understand. Why is this such a problem? If you're willing and you're able to donate or whatever you want to call it, you're giving child support to her, right? You're handing it to her, right? So what is the difference between you handing it to her and you handing it over here and it's going to her? Either way, it's going to her. They ain't taking a dollar out. They ain't taking the problem of it is that if you slack up on that payment and you miss a payment or you're late on a payment, there's consequences to a payment. So I think a lot of the times
then that's when you go ahead and get the court involved. But if there's no reason to, it's because you thought that baby was going to keep that man from his family and get with you. Now you want to cause all this ruckus that you knew about. You knew about the situation that he was in. Yeah, he shouldn't have did what he did, but he tried to make the best of the situation by financially providing before the baby even get here.
Okay,
But
so wait,
That right there
I'm gonna
is
ask
all
you a
good.
question, right? Because you say that they have to talk first or whatever. They have to have like a discussion, right? So what if, for example purposes, all right, you go to her and you say, "Oh, you know what? I'm willing to give you, or I'm able to give you $400 a month or whatever for a kid," and she telling you, "No, I can't do that. I need at least 6," right? So y'all money is not agreeing, right? So
if you can justify, if you can show me where everything is going, there should be no issue. But if you're just gonna be nasty and say I want more, no, and don't give a number and just take me to court, that's reckless.
yeah,
like,
but
that's
at court they have it. It's 10%. That's it. There's no arguing over this, that, whatever. You bring your money.
10%.
You set out. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You bring out your income, right? This is how much I make. They don't just say, "Oh, the child support, you got to pay 500. You got to pay this, whatever. It goes based off of your income. How much you make, right? Because my cousin, she got 2 kids. She has those kids day and night, all right? Their dad, $500 for the 2 kids, right? He went there and somehow he balled, he talked, whatever. He got married to a girl who had a kid. Next minute, the child support was $37 a month for 2 kids, okay? So it ain't like whatever. It go based off of your income. So you go in there, you tell them, "Hey, this is how much I make," and they're the ones that decide. Okay, well, you make this. Here's the 10%, and the 10% is the 500 or the 600 or the something, whatever. That's how much it is. But like, I don't understand why is there such a negative light on child support when at the end of the day,
if you can come together and agree on it, then why not let it be that?
But why does it have to? Either way, it's the same thing. The problem is like that was what I'm saying. Like, okay, you go there, all right, whatever it is, it's 10%, right? It's 10%. So it's either the only way that I can see that it'll be a problem for you to actually be put on child support is because you don't want to pay more, right? Because if in your mind you're thinking, "Oh, I'm willing to pay more or whatever," then it's a problem. It's not a problem for you to go on child support. So the thought process of not going on child support is because you don't want to pay more. That's the only understanding
think-
that I can get out
Well,
of it.
not necessarily. I think
I
because for
think
some
it's the
men, they don't
stigmata
want a
that comes
court.
with it.
They just
Some
don't
men,
want
they
that
don't want
under.
a judge or somebody to get in between to decide to tell them what they should do. So it's not necessarily that they
This is
feel
what
like
I'm
they're going to
saying.
pay more.
Okay, so yeah, they don't want nobody telling them what to do, but what to do is supporting your child, which is to give him what, 10%? So you don't want to do that because what, somebody
no,
telling
but
you to do it?
10%.
So why not just do it yourself? Just do
But no
it.
tolerable, yeah.
Like,
No, but but it's not. What about the men who are doing it?
okay,
It's the
so like
part
I've
where-
told my brothers, all right, with kids, all right, you have a child, what you do is every month that you give her money, whatever you give it to her, keep it in money order, okay? Because once you go there and you file, they backdate it, all right? And they say, oh, well, you've been a whole year or whatever, you got to pay all this back child support and all this or whatever. No, go watch TV,
So
right? They
before all
backdate
of
it.
that,
You save your...
Well, up to her. That's her. That's optional if she wants to backdate or not.
Yeah, like from the day that she signs on, it starts from that day, right? But with my brothers, like, to cover yourself, whatever money you want to give her, you give her the money, you give it to her in money order. That way she can't say, oh, you wasn't giving for your kid, you wasn't whatever. You need a paper trail. So they can't say, oh, you wasn't doing nothing. But that's the only problem that there is because the dudes
But the money order
they don't
don't
want to do
say
it.
I'm giving her this for child
but
support. He can just
Kelly,
give
like
you
I
a
think,
money
I
order
think the
for.
problem that
You
Give her
can
something.
write it on there. It's
I
written.
think it's just the stigmata of what child support means. I feel like some men
They just don't like to hear it. Yeah.
they don't like to hear the word child support. For them, it's offensive, and it happens to the men that really know that they take care of their kids.
Go.
You know, and then because of some drama or something happened, there you go, put me on child support because you're vengeful. And if I don't pay this if I don't pay this, you know, my driver's license can be suspended. I can't get a passport. There's so many
I'm trouble, all that
consequences
foolishness stuff.
if I miss a payment.
It's not
And
just
as
one
much as-
payment though. It's not. First of all, it's not just one payment. You miss one payment and they suspend your license and
But
all
I'm
this.
just
You
saying,
go to
what if
jail and.
I get it? What if life?
Yeah, that happened to some people. Miss one
No.
payment.
Yeah, and what if life circumstances happen? Like you never know what might happen to someone, and now you're paying less than what you were paying before, but now you have all this outstanding that you have not paid. It's still going against you, mind you. You're paying.
But you get it
If you used to
modified.
pay $1,000,
You get
if
it
you used to pay
modified.
$1,000, but how long is the court gonna take you to get that? How long is it gonna take you to get modified?
No, as soon as you go in there and you go in there and you show, okay, this is how much I'm making. The problem is if you wait too long, like, okay, you wait 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, a month later, 2 months later, or whatever, they're not gonna backdate it. Soon as something happened, listen, this is what it is. This is what my income is now, or whatever, and they will adjust it. If you don't and you don't keep up on your stuff, it will pile up onto you. Mind you, I'm on both sides of it. Okay, I got brothers with child support. I got brothers without child support. I've been dealing with child support myself. I don't get child support myself personally. I get -0.099. Okay, I get nothing. Okay, so I've been on both sides of it, but it's just like there is just this horrible like misconception about child support of, oh well, you know, I think a lot of it has to deal with some of the times the type of woman that the man is dealing with, he doesn't like her or he doesn't care for her or whatever, and he gets it in his mind that he's giving her the money, right? Not I'm sending the money over to her household for my child. I'm giving the money to her for my kid. They just see I'm giving the money to her.
Some
And
of
some of
them,
the time,
and then
just
some
as
women just see a paycheck.
Whether they
Right.
see a
Some of the
paycheck or
time,
not, at the end of the day, child support is just that. You have a woman and you had a kid with her, you're still responsible for that child. Whether or not she can pay for it by herself or she can't, you're still responsible for that child.
That is true, but like
See,
as I said, I think
I
it's just the
personally,
stigmata of child support and the abuse that a lot of women being bitter, and like I keep hearing in Florida they say that the court system, especially the children and family court system, is not for the fathers, and I just believe because women have been abusing it so much that
mm,
a lot of negative stigmata, like I don't think nothing you say could change Marcus's view on child support, to be honest. But I just
gotta
feel like
pick
it's
'em.
the stigmata that has been placed because women out there abuses it. It works for some people. Shit, it works for me. I don't want to talk to this Negro about nothing. The money comes in my account every month. You talk to your child on his phone. We ain't got nothing to talk about. When it's your time to see this child, your time to see this child. It works for me. Ain't got no complaints.
Yep,
If
I'm
it's
trying
meant
to
to
be
child
fair.
support him,
It don't
I
work
It's
for
don't
gonna
give
be
me.
bitter.
a But as I'm saying, like there's some women, as he said, you put $3,000 in my bank account and you're giving me $600 a month. It works for me.
I'm with it. I'm with
I
That
it.
am
that that
with it
goes back to what I said
100%.
about
So
You get me? But
don't lay
I
yourself
don't, I don't wanna, I don't
carelessly
wanna
instead of
call no
saying that,
names.
in
instead of
garbage.
communicating what you want as a female and being a grown up and be like, it's not the money, I want you. They use the tools that they have because they know that it will work for them as women.
Yep, the
And
baby
be
can't hold him.
vengeful.
Boom,
Exactly.
child
Exactly.
Hit
support.
the
So
pockets.
as I
Hit
said,
the
and I'm gonna
pockets.
say it, Marcus, it's not child support. It's not the system built up to help mothers like myself or mothers that it works for. It's the people, or it's the females, or the males that scam the shit. It's the people and how the misuse of the system.
Okay, wait a minute. So I got a question for you, Kim. How can it be a misuse if the money is intended for it to go to a child, regardless of what she does with it,
But
whatever?
my thing is, but as I said, if you're giving me $600 a month, but we're not together,
Hmm.
why would you need to put me on child support?
Like they
Mm.
said with the medical, because Medicaid is very expensive.
No, but
What do you mean
no, it's not.
no?
No, it's not
You're
about the medical,
working. You
especially
can't go
from
on your
what he
insurance?
was saying. It wasn't about the medical. It was just being that she wanted to be with me,
580.
and
Okay,
we're not together, and you don't want to agree with that because now you feel like you could get more because I'm trying to get back at you. And it
I
does
haven't.
it does work out like that. Some women are just trying to get back at them and trying to
Mm.
take them for everything. Especially, I mean, men do pillow talk, and men like to ball and like when women see that they're successful. So a lot of the times, women feel like, oh, I could get more than what you're giving me, so let me go here.
hmm,
You get what I'm saying? And they do it not from a spirit of I need this to take care of my child. They're doing it to hurt the person. So
Mhm.
I want it.
it's not from getting Medicaid and any of that. It's just they want to do it to hurt the whole
but
person.
it don't matter regardless of whatever the intent is behind it. At the end of the day,
Kelly,
it's still child support for a child. What happened, Trini? I'm sorry.
Kelly. No, but there is a such thing as misuse. And when you say misuse, and you talk about, okay, if this man is making, if you know good and damn well that child, if you're getting $2,000 for that child a month. No, I'm not saying you're getting $2,000, but I'm just saying hypothetically. Let's say you're getting $2,000, $500. No, because I mean I have friends that's paying that $500 a week. So you're getting $2,000 a month for this child,
Hmm.
right? But this man now is making, so you're getting $2,000 a month. Let's say this man is making $50,000 a month. You feel like you should get more just because he's making X amount of money. It's still a misuse because you know good and well $2,000 is more than enough
But this,
for that one child.
but that's why I at the beginning I said it has to do with lifestyle, right? Because it doesn't matter whether or not it's a child or wife or whatever. No, okay, so this, all right. So
It
there was
has
a
to do
thing
with
that they had
entitlement.
with
How
Future,
dare
right? Or it was either Future or one of them, right? And they were saying, how is it that the baby mama was asking for 20 grand a month? Crazy. And it is a crazy number. 20
No, it
grand
was
a
56.
whatever.
$56 a month.
That's a lot. That's a hell of a lot of money for one damn child. That's a lot of money for 1 month. That's stupid,
And
right?
you can't talk about lifestyle with that because the child ain't even come yet.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the child,
What
they was
support?
already done. It was just like a.
Child
I
support.
think it comes from a place of entitlement where women feel like they're entitled to. It's not about the child. It has nothing to do with the child, right? And it has nothing to do with lifestyle. It's the entitlement of you're no longer with me, and I think I deserve this from you.
Are y'all
See,
gonna
I
let
know,
her
I know
finish
you're making this
talking?
amount of money.
No. Are y'all gonna let her finish talking, or y'all gonna keep cutting her off? Because
No.
y'all not hearing what she's saying.
We're gonna keep cutting her off. Go ahead.
I think so. I really think so.
All right, you got $56,000 a month, right? And it's an extravagant number, all right? The man makes millions, all right? And I'm not trying to say, oh, they most definitely $56,000. That's how much they have to have for a child to raise a child. But that's what I'm talking about, standard. Like, there's different levels, right? You're not gonna take Queen Elizabeth's grandkids and stuff and be raising them in the projects. I'm just saying. You're not going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just levels. Them kids have a higher level. So, therefore, if your income base is at a higher level, you're going to pay more. If your income is at a lower level, you will pay less. The only problem that it is about being vindictive and whatever, as far as with getting the child support, about being vindictive and being bitter and all this whatever, like at the end of the day, you can't get more than what the court says that you are entitled to get. So you can't get, oh, I feel like I need an extra $200. Okay, you could go there, but if they don't say, oh, well, he's making more money, you need the extra $200, you're not getting it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on. At the end of the day, you're entitled to take care. You're responsible for your child. Your child is here. You're responsible. Whether or not somebody else is taking care of your kid, it is also your responsibility to contribute to your child and the household your child is in. Thank God I'm not a man, because Lord have mercy. I can't. I could not.
Well, in some
I
cases,
could
that
not.
child
And
support should be
at the
going
end
to
of
the
the day,
grandparents' house.
at the end of the day, if I was a man and my kid was somewhere else, for one, I would be seeing my kid. For two, I would be contributing whatever they determined my part was. I would be contributing to that part, because at the end of the day, my conscience is clear. At least I know, say, the household that my kid is in is good. That's just me. But
No,
that,
but I think about lifestyle. My brother had made a mention to me, and he said it to his baby's mother. He said, "You see the type of lifestyle that I live. You see the type of life that I was raised with. Why would you want to give my kids less? I give you enough money to move out of where you're moving out of, to maintain a certain type of lifestyle for my kids. Why are you choosing to do less for my kid? But yet still, you're asking me for money to do all these things that are not pertaining to my child." You get what I'm saying? So in a case like that, he's not on child support. My brother is not on child support. I feel like she's gonna put him on child support because he's like, I'm not sending you no more money until you get it right with my kids. Which I I don't agree with him for not doing that, but I kind of understand what he's saying. Why are you treating my child less than they deserve?
in a way, yeah.
Where's
But
all
if
the money going?
okay, so if they, depending on what area, because some areas are just disgusting and you need to move out of them anyway. But if you're in a certain area, like, you rush to go out of this area, and God forbid that man can't send you no money no more, and you don't move into this big old expensive apartment to live up with this lifestyle, who's gonna be funding it? Where is the money gonna be
But
coming to fund this?
if a man is willing to go 50% with you because you got his two kids,
Right.
and he's like, I will help you with a down payment for a house.
But that's why I
I
just
will
said,
help you
where,
get
if
a car.
something, God forbid, happened to that man, where is the money gonna come from to cover the income for that man? Because true enough, you said a while ago, what happens if the man is not able to send you money for that month? What are you gonna do for
Right.
yourself, right? So why
I
would
get
I?
it.
Why would she move up into this big old extravagant place where if something happened to him, she can't afford to pay for it? Why everything mash up? Like, I'm just saying. I
I
don't
get
know.
what you're saying, but I just feel like while Mans is alive and he can support his child, put it into his child. Your child shouldn't be looking like any kind of body.
Oh, that's true.
If you're getting the money for your child,
That's a
your child
fact.
shouldn't be out there looking like a whole jungle child
That's a
when
fact.
man give you money for the child. And it
Absolute
happens
fact.
all the time, and women take offense to it all the time. Well, I don't see why you would take offense. All you have to do is make sure the kids have clothes and feed and look properly. But I feel like if a man is willing to do that and is giving you money, no problem, and every time his paycheck goes higher, you get higher money, what's the sense of child support?
What 10-year-old needs 1,500 a month?
Truth.
Lifestyle.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if it comes
Yeah.
from private school, if they're going to
1,500 a
private
month?
school or whatever the
Go
case
back to
may
the
be.
court.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Who
It's
knows?
lifestyle. Okay,
But
abs
liss
daycare
any
was
10
like
year old in any kind of lifestyle, I feel like don't need
That's
no
they
$1,500
using
a
the
no.
month.
Okay,
wrong scale
so
for these
abs
kids.
daycare every week was $300, right? For her
Yep,
for
mine
her for
too.
her daycare.
But she's younger.
It doesn't matter. It's still money that has to go out. You know what I'm saying? That has to be paid. So it's $300 every week for her daycare, right? Plus her medical, her doctor's visits, all them things there, whatever. Cause you have to keep up on your kid. They want you to bring him here to whatever. My kid grows like a weed. Okay, she's almost 4 feet tall and she just turned 3 years old. She just grows. This little thing grows. Okay, so clothes, shoes, Pampers, pull-ups, wipes. I use damn near a whole pack of wipes one time when I'm changing that girl. What? Almost the entire pack. That's my OCD kick in, and I just start. That's just me. But all right, food. Then that's just her thing. Then she need her toys. This girl got all kind of dolly and Charlie carts in this place. Okay, pushing up and down in this place. But that's just her own little thing. But then also on top of that, then whatever $1,500 or something like that. By the time I done it, with just her stuff alone is done. Okay,
But that's a toddler.
huh?
She's a toddler. Babies and toddlers require way more money. The older they
Then the
get, the less
10-year-old.
money.
Then the
That's what
10-year-old.
I'm saying. The older they get, the less money. For day for daycare, I used to pay $250 for Dylan when Dylan was younger. Now aftercare is like $80 a week.
But it's still money that has to go out though.
But I'm just saying it's still money that's going out. But what I would spend on diapers, wipes, all those things is nothing compared to what I save way more money now that he's older.
Yeah,
Can I
because
say
you don't have to
something?
Because I
buy
don't
those
need to
things.
buy all those
No.
things.
Go on, stuff.
I just think that, this whole child support thing needs to be reviewed. Like, they just need to revamp the whole thing. Like, maybe what they can do is just like, okay, let's just say, for instance, if a man and woman were living together, maybe they can bring in a receipt of saying, okay, maybe how much did you spend on food? How much did you spend on rent? How much did you spend on whatever? So that way you can calculate exactly how much money everything was. And then that way you can see, that the person is not trying to jip you, or trying to overcharge you or whatever the case may be. So she can't say, oh,
Proof.
I need $1,000 every month when when the receipts really show that, it's really $500. You get what I'm saying? Type thing.
But the judge, she can't tell the judge how much she should get a month.
No,
It's
she was
based on the
saying like
person's
how
income.
much her expenses are so that he could feel more comfortable in giving the money. But the problem
No, I'm
lies
saying
in
like
it.
when they were together, like how much money everything, like when you guys were together, this is how
Hmm.
much money you guys spent each month to take care of you guys as a family and the kid and whatever, You understand? So that's how much money it took to take care of the kid.
That would be
Rent,
more money
food.
though.
That
That's
should
what I'm
be all
saying.
kind of bundles.
I, I
The
agree.
kid
I
here may get
agree
done
with the
once
whole
a month,
revamping of the
but then when you go
situation
to
because
court, oh, it get done every week, so now I need this every week for the hairdo.
no, I feel like you're I'm right. I agree. It needs to be revamped, but it needs to revamp if a man is giving you money and he's consistently putting money in a bank account for your child and you're getting that money, he doesn't need to be on child support.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? They should really look at if the man is not taking care of this child and you have to keep calling him. You have record of calling him. You have, he's just not doing what he's supposed to do. He's very inconsistent. Then put him on
Okay,
child
if you're
support.
deadbeat,
But if you have consistent
deadbeat,
men who
yeah,
are taking
deadbeat
care of their
going child
children,
support, you're deadbeat.
Okay,
If you're
so
deadbeat
if
going
he's
child support.
if he's consistent
yeah.
on
But
making the
men who are
payments, right?
consistently taking care of their child and being in their child's life,
Hmm.
why put him on child support?
But he's consistent on making the payments, right?
Yes.
Consistent every month you
Okay,
get
and
your
he's
money.
paying, and he's
Child is
paying,
on his health insurance and everything.
and he's paying. Let's say he's paying around the 10%, right?
Right.
Okay, so then what is this? I just for me, I don't understand what the
But
stigma
that's what we're
is.
saying. There's some women, because of being vengeful, because they know the stigmata of putting men on child support, will still put a man on child support to get
Yeah.
more, or just to be vengeful. Is what the point was.
And
Man's
if
doing
he's giving
everything
you
he's
money
supposed
every
to
month
do.
and he's giving you
Kelly.
money, to put him on the child
Kelly.
support.
I look at it
You're not
as
understanding the vengeful mind of these women.
Kelly. I look at it as having your, let's say, having your light bill come out automatically each month. You know you got to pay it each month, but do you really want to be an automatic payment? No, I mean I don't. Like I know, like let me pay my shit when I feel like paying my shit. Like don't just come and take my money every month. Like I know it got to be
The
paid.
audacity of you. Exactly.
No, but
Right.
can I say it a different way?
But then the light
No.
company has to be sending you final notices and whatever, and actually has to go through and cut off your lights. Like, why we gotta do all of that?
No, I ain't
Just
saying you got to cut it
at
off,
the
but
end
send me
of-
that final notice. I'll pay before that due date.
No, but can I say something?
Go.
You say you have somebody that pays it consistently, right? Fine, but let's just say that I'm just going through some hard times. You know, so the man paid for 5 years consistently, and this 1 week him can't make the payment. You really are gonna make the court, or I don't know what kind of stipulations or what kind of penalty goes against him if he cannot make the payment. But you're really are gonna make him get that kind of penalty because he cannot pay it for that 1 week. You get what I'm saying? You know, you can turn a blind eye if him can't pay it for 1 or 2 weeks because you know that he is probably good for it. Yeah, you know that he's probably
That's
good
all
for
right,
it, you know, and you know that he's going through a hard time. So you know that's kind of like, you know, the problem, you know, the difference. You know that he'll be
There's
good
a
for it.
consequence if regardless of however it's not paid. If it's not paid, he could be sick, he could whatever. If it's not paid on the time when it's supposed to be paid, that there is a consequence to him, whether it's jail time or his license or whatever and such. And I can understand that, and I can, you know, I can feel for that because, like I said, I do have brothers, and some of them are on child support, whatever. I have dated people who were on child support, whatever. So I've lived that life. I understand. I get it. But keep your wiener out of people that you ain't got no business putting it in, then you don't have them problems.
I don't believe it's even that.
As to say, we should not open our legs to each and to everyone too.
Hello.
That's
We should not allow everyone to shoot up our club.
That's
true.
very true. But then again,
That's true.
you can't get yourself pregnant at the end of the day. You can't do it.
You can't get yourself pregnant
Expectations
And,
can make you bitter as hell.
As what?
Expectations can make you bitter as hell.
You know, it's the bad breakup or whatever.
Exactly.
I personally,
Relax.
I used to get a certain amount for the baby. Then all of a sudden we go into a patch. I don't see no money. I don't ask you for your money. I don't see no money. Come on now. What does that have to do with me and how you feel about me? Okay? And I said, I don't want this. I didn't get no money, whatever. And then they turned around and said, why do I have to ask you this month? How come? Because we're going through a thing. I see. I just about this money order business. I get the money order because apparently money tracking their signal. When I see the money order for the baby, then I'm not argue because guess what? Because we are going through everything, you know. We should not go come through for 1 year because if I want 1 year before everything come through for us and see the kids in 1 year. When I ask if I want
Because look at this.
but
Even
people
if we're
agree that once you give it me, we don't have to go through nothing. And it's the court who said we're going to do it like that. See, it's a sign of the symptoms already. And I personally remember going to my father back in the day, and this is a conversation I've had with him. Mommy sent me for $20, 20 Jamaican dollar was no big old money. to him for 20, and he moved and didn't tell me that he moved. And somebody gave me him address and I find him. And I said, Mommy send me for $20 for lunch money. And his response was, suppose you didn't find me. And when I grew up as a big woman, I remember realizing it still hurt my feelings. I'm tackling on him. And I said, I didn't come to you personally. It's not me send myself, I'm a child. It's an adult send me. So I didn't have nothing to do with whatever I'm going through. If you never have it, say you don't have it. But when you say that to me, it hurt my feelings. And it still hurt me to this day. I'm going to tell you about it. I never like it. So sometimes, I do not be innocent. Is when I go through them significant other and you name somebody. Suppose you never find me. What kind of conversation that?
Yeah, the expectations.
We call him out. Make him do.
You expected a life. You expected forever, and forever didn't happen, and you can't let go off of that. So how can you take it out? Keep your kids away from me, but you still gotta pay me the child support. You still gotta pay this money, but you can't see your kids. Every single day. Exactly.
I just think that I think that in the end,
there's no full custody or half custody in Florida. There's a parenting plan, and I was told if you said I want full custody, you have to prove that it will be detrimental to the children if the fathers don't have them at a certain time. So I have a little girl. I can trust you. Who does the dad around a little girl? But when you live by yourself, who knows your friends and who knows what's happening? The mental, So let's do the half and half, which is just because. No problem. We can all do the. I will share.
Good.
All right, guys, my bedtime is coming.
Yeah,
wait, real quick. I was just saying that in the end, after all this talking, I was just saying that, we just need to be very cognizant or just mindful about this whole child support thing, be educated about the whole thing, and just really look into it about how the government is really trying to, kind of like tear apart, families and stuff like that, So if you whatever. And then another thing is that, just be educated. I don't know. Just be very educated about the whole thing. Don't try to follow the whole because your friend agreed you're gonna do it too. Yeah.
One thing I want to add, if I believe that there's the court system, if you're gonna put this man on child support, add visitation.
Right.
Yeah.
Visitation, time with the child, because it's not about just the money. It's about the stability of the father being involved in the child's life as well. Make him don't want to do it, but the visitation is there and open for him to do it. Don't just put this money on this man and not give him access to his child.
I will throw this in because I think a lot of men are unaware of this because some men really don't want to have kids. I'm just saying. And they don't want to have kids with who they had kids with. All right. So they're looking for a way out and they're upset about the child support. You can sign away your rights to that child and you're not responsible for the child support anymore. That is one option since you don't want to pay child support. I also want to say that just because a woman puts you on child support or you're on a child support from a woman does not always mean that she's bitter or she's angry with you because of whatever. It's just circumstances are like that. And at the end of the day, be very mindful that regardless if you give it to Paul to give to her, you put it in the mail, you send it on a Cash App, you put it whatever. However you sending it over there, at the end of the day, it's still going over to a household where your kid is. So your conscience is now clear. But that's a whole nother ball game. But yeah, like just I mean, at the end of the day, just nobody be nasty because there are women who are out there who are nasty. I'm gonna put him on child support because whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, it is support for your child, so get over it. Stop lying carelessly. You won't have no problems. But anyway, anybody else want to throw in 2 cents or whatever? Can we close it out?
We close it out.
All right. So we just like everybody who joined in to say thank you, for hopping on and hitting that topic with us. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Open Talk airs every Thursday at 9 p.m. So make sure you check us out. Okay, we are also on Instagram at the Open Talk Show. And I'm Kels, Cam, Paula, Styles, Trini, and Marcus. Have a good night. Good night.
Good night.